Beautiful job, everybody.
So it is 10th chapter.
Thank you.
Chapter? Which?
Chapter 6.
6. So, everything is good. All this good news.
Yes.
How the puja went on. That's good. Yeah, they have the Kali Puja yesterday. No, the day before yesterday.
Monday, New Year.
Yeah.
At the Hindu temple in Malibu, Divine Mother Puja we had.
Wow.
Special.
Sunday.
Saturday. No, Sunday. You're right. It was Sunday, yes.
The same Sunday. Because of the hours.
Yeah. It was good.
So today is also very auspicious. It's called Akshaya Tritiya. Akshaya Tritiya is a auspicious day. I think which temple was inaugurated in, I forgot. Dakshineshwar Kali temple is established Snan Jatra. And Akshaya Tritiya is a day auspicious. It says that that day is very good. You do anything good, it multiplies. So if you can do japa more, then it will multiply.
Multiply.
The benefit will multiply.
Okay.
And if you get lethargy, that will multiply.
Yeah, if you go lethargy will multiply.
Things multiply.
Everything multiply.
Things
Anyhow, it is auspicious. That
I
means.
wish I knew this early in the morning.
Huh?
I wish I knew early in the morning. I would have done more good things today.
Yeah.
No, that was yesterday. Today.
Oh, really?
Let's see. Still continuing 24 hours.
So we still have time.
Yeah. This, yeah.
Well, we're going to class to get knowledge.
Yeah, we are getting this class.
You
You have read the Bhagavad Gita, you are reading this book, you are reading also, this is all good.
Does it say like that on these days? Vyasa started writing Mahabharata.
No, so, see,
Wow.
Google says that.
Google says
Bhakti
the great and mighty Google.
Mahabharata, to write the Mahabharata, Vyasa started. Auspicious beginning.
It's Ganesh is the one who wrote down the Mahabharata, right?
He dictated, Ganesh wrote it
Who
Yeah.
dictated it to Ganesh?
Vyasa.
Vyasa dictated, but those days he is thinking, he is dictating, and Ganesh was writing. But contract is that Vyasa will speak, flow quickly, and then Ganesha should not stop. You shouldn't say, hey, what did you say? No. You will have to do like that. But then, no, because you get a thought broken, no? If you are reading a book, it's a different thing. You are creating all the slokas from your memory, on your creation. Naturally, thought gets blocked. But then, Ganesh was intelligent. He said, yes. Okay, so that is your contract. So I have a contract. What is the contract? It says, you cannot write one thing unless you understand its meaning. So, Ganesha have to understand the meaning, what Vyasa is saying, what that understanding of the meaning. So he is restrained in that way. He will have to think a little bit. And Vyasa gets a time to pause and compose the next verse. These are all stories I heard. Anyhow, so we are on the Bhakti Ratnavali, strand 4. And the point was going on the glorification of the merit of listening to the holy words. Out of the ninefold practices, Sravana is the listening. And what is the greatness or what is the special benefit of that? That was being discussed by the verses collected from the whole of Bhagavata here and there. It is on 160 page. Verse number 17. So verse number 17 said 60. 160.
Page.
160, verse number 17. 17. So it says, O Lord, with the devotional sentiment, which is enhanced by listening to your nectarine excellence, pure-minded persons become endowed with the power of detachment from all worldly objects and thereby attain easily to spiritual illumination and to the state from which there is no fall. They are talking about the benefit. If one listens, actually, if one listens means again, listening does not mean just hearing. We hear so many things which does not make any impression. We don't understand its meaning. It does not touch our heart. But when you listen means you are with attention, you understand its meaning and you get something out of it. What will be the benefit? So it says, Panena te devo katha sudhaya. If one drinks, sudha means the nectar, of the like words, the gospel like words or the words of Sri Krishna, it's like nectar. Those who listen to that nectar like words, prabiddho bhaktya visodasayami. What happens? The devotional sentiment of them that intensifies. You have love for God, but when you really, with intense one-pointedness, listen to this, what will happen? It will increase your devotion deeper and deeper level. That's anything we do with rapt attention, anything we do with our one-pointed focus, that helps us to understand the truth more intensely, more deeply, and similar type of thought. You can get the joy out of it, and your heart becomes purified. So that is the thing. So these are Vairagya Sarang Pratilabha Bodham. The pure mind. Vairagya means detached. Those who are Vairagya, those who they attain Vairagya means detachment. When you listen this holy Bhagavat, then your mind gets more attracted towards God. As a result, your mind will be detached from the objects of the world, which are momentary and temporary. That emphasis on that will reduce. Worldly thing, worldly sentiments will reduce, and divine sentiment will grow more. That means detachment for the world will come, love for God will grow more. The environment, this is the environment that creates. So this is the beauty, this is the greatness of your listening to holy words.
That makes an easy way to do.
Yeah.
Separate prayas from shreyas.
Yeah, that's true.
You go and you sit with the person and listen to the holy words and shreyas, and you're leaving behind prayas.
Yeah, true.
It also makes it easy to do viveka viragya.
All
you're
this.
making the distinction between, you want to
you are
to
not
higher
yeah,
there's passion towards that.
Yeah, you are not. When you are getting absorbed, automatically we are getting off from the other things. No? When we get absorbed to anything, we forget other things that time. And as it is, you are absorbed in the words of the holy words of Krishna, or about our spiritual life. When you are absorbed that side, automatically it is spontaneously happening detachment. Two ways. There are two principal ways for God realization. One is seeing God everywhere. God is in this form, God is in this form, et. Another form is not this, not this, not this. Huh? Not this name and form, not this outside form. Huh? So, mind, not intellect, not ego, not the 24 cosmic principles, not this, not this. So, either of the policy you take, one, if you follow one policy, then other will follow automatically. Your detachment for all worldly object will go away when you are getting attached to your spiritual practice. Suppose you are very absorbed in your meditation or spiritual practice or japa. What happens that time? You are not thinking that I'll have to detach from anything. Because of the absorption, your mind gives up thinking all those thoughts. So that becomes spontaneous. At the same time, opposite way, if a jnani, a path of follower of path of jnana, he understands not this is not God, I don't want it, not this, not this. When you are saying not this, you are practicing detachment, meaning your attachment is coming towards God, who is the essence. So each path leads to the goal. But here it is easier when the path of detachment you practice, then it's little strong nerves. But when you see the glory of Lord, or you get absorbed, as I say, when someone gives you guided meditation, then it is easy for you to meditate. Isn't it? Because you say, okay, close your eyes. Then you breathe yourself in and breathe out. That means your mind is, you are not to think. Your mind is not going any direction, because mind is now dictated to think this, to think that, to think that. They said, oh, now think of your the beloved Lord in your heart, in the lotus of your heart, look like this, like all this description. So it becomes easier. So to guide the mind step by step towards the divine, that helps, and automatically you can forget the world. So katha, when we Hari Katha, when we listen to the words of the spiritual excellence of, or the divine excellence of God's praise, God's glory, then what happens? Automatically mind gets attracted towards that, and it forgets other thoughts which are pressing and demanding in another time. So that's why pure-minded persons become endowed with the power of detachment. Listening to God's word will bring detachment, but not to everyone. Those who are not pure-hearted, the important point, pure-minded. Otherwise, what will happen? It will be a reaction. I don't like that, and you are forcing me to hear something. Like the Kongsha. Kongsha is getting annoyed. When his son is saying, Father, everything is momentary, why to do this? What happened there?
We were just looking at the
Sanskrit. Oh.
trying to understand the Sanskrit word.
So Visha, Daishaya, that's the pure-minded.
Which one?
Visha,
No. Then ask me, I will tell you.
pure-minded.
I will tell you. Jatha Anjasan Anjasa Bijura Kushtha Dhishnam. Anjasa, that is the Anjasa. Anjasa means by this purity of the heart. Where is Jatha Anjasan Bijura Kuntha Dhishnam. Akuntha Dhishnam. Raw Kuntha. That's why Sanskrit, this, that I say, always this Bhagavad Sanskrit is very hard. You have to know to make the sandhi, disjoining the sandhi. And so disjoining, if you can do, you get the meaning. So Paneno to Devokatha Sudhaya, by drinking the nectar of the Devokatha, the words of the God, Sudha, which is like nectar, Provriddha Bhakta. Provriddha means enhances, increases the bhaktiya, by that bhakti, Vishado Asayaji, those who are, this should be the Vishada. Asaya means whose heart is little bigger. That means how it will be bigger? By pure heart. Vishada Asaya they have translated as Vairagya sarang pratilabha bodham. Vairagya, because of the detachment to the world, they are attained to bodha, experiencing. Jatha, as Anjasa. Anjasa means pure-hearted abandon. Then they will attain easily to the spiritual illumination. Akuntadhisnam. Akuntadhisnam means that they will attain to spiritual illumination and to the state from which then Akunta Dhisnam means which the state from which it does not fall. So the last word is that one. Akunta Dhisnam is to the state from which there is no fall. Once you attain to the love of Krishna or love of God, and listening to the holy words, your mind gets absorbed. Then gradually, you get detached from everything, and you attain to a state where there is no fall.
So you can't go backwards.
Yeah, that means you attain such joy,
Right.
and it will never leave you.
So that joy, you won't be distracted by.
Now that joy, once you attain, it is not like momentary I got it and it goes away. Because you are listening to the holy words of your mind is every day little by little becoming purer and purer and purer. And when you really get totally absorbed, the mind is perfectly pure. And that perfect mind, pure mind, will give such joy from which there is no fall. That means you will remain in your joy, spiritual joy all the time. That is like realization. Ramakrishna said that if you realize God once, that experience you cannot forget. Gita said that at one point, if thousands of suns appear in the sky, you cannot forget that type of brilliance. No? So this is the natural thing. When you reach that state by a pure-hearted, understand, this point is very important. Pure-hearted people can get the benefit of it. Impure-hearted people will get angry.
Angry?
The Kamsa. He does not want to hear about God. He says, why you are talking about God? I am the Lord of the world. I am the king. King is the Lord. What God you are thinking, Hari, Hari, Hari. And his anger gets more enhanced. No? So, pure heart is necessary. You know how many people you tell, many people, they have time, they have energy. Ramakrishna said, they are retired people, they can utilize the time better way. But they are on the playing chess or what you call card and spending the time. It's nothing bad, but they can spend the time in much better way. Can sit for meditation, can enjoy the bliss of God because they have seen the life, now retired. No. But no, they engage themselves in different things to pass time. And to them, if you go, suppose you are, hey, why don't we get good gathering when we go for any class anywhere, even here or there or anywhere? There are not many people, many retired people. They have nothing to do. But what they do? They have no interest in it. You can say, hey, your afternoon, why not once a week, Saturday, come to our class? We will talk about it. Then how many will come? Oh, I have this excuse, that excuse. They will go for all these things because they don't find interest in it. Mind is not yet ready to absorb the thought. Whenever mind will be ready, it will seek for God. So, with that pure mind, those who have little purity in the heart, and they listen to the Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes, when they listen to this, their tears flow in their cheeks. They feel singing, dancing like that. No, the same divine emotions, spiritual emotions. Suppose someone finds so much joy in listening to the Upanishads, say listening to the so many talks on Vedanta. No, but why not everyone feels that way? Because everyone's inclination is little different.
Yeah.
But point is that if it is God and non-God, there are many subjects in the world, no? Many subjects in the world which draws our attention. No.
I think my father's 94,
Hmm.
and I think his religion is football.
Football.
Football. Still interested
He
in.
just wants to watch TV, you know.
Yeah.
I try to talk to him about worldly,
Yeah.
religious things, deep things. He
No.
doesn't want. He
It's
just
that
wants
is.
to watch
Yeah.
or golf or baseball, whatever.
You go. I go to tuition. What a big, huge area. People are mourning with a cap, old person, and walking with interest, and playing the golf. Okay, the day is going on golf. That's good. It is better to have a good, healthy body and like that. That's the health. But spiritual health. Why not utilize a little bit of your time? You are playing golf, but you can come also to your spiritual practice. Do your spiritual practice. Well, that interest is not there available. So it is the pure heart is necessary. That heart, that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
So though they don't maybe get to that point in this lifetime.
No, they will get it.
Some lifetime.
No, everyone will come to that point. There will be no joy. Understand. Where is joy except in God? Joy is there, permanent joy. You cannot find in any subject. A few days it may please you, you may be interested in that, and afterwards the same thing will come, monotony. All your knowledge may be there, but where is the joy? To get bliss, you have to be focused here within. And how to get interested in, that's why we read these things. It is not that I am to find God here and there outside, but it is in your own heart. I was giving the example, one gentleman came, he was oil, he owned some oil pumps or something like that. So I said, you tap underground to get oil, no? If you don't get oil in 100 feet, you go 200 feet. If you don't get, dive deep, but you go on tapping. So here is also have to tap. Go a little deeper and deeper and deeper, then it will the truth which is there, it will come up. So, but to go, the tendency to go, it comes to the pure heart. Pure heart comes because of selfless activity, doing service to others, feeling for others, doing charity, prayer, pilgrimage. All these constitute our pure heart.
But it's kind of just lucky that you have a tendency to do those things. It's just kind of lucky.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's more that you earned it from your past
Past
lives,
experience.
Yeah, but why did you
other
have that
experiences.
tendency in the first place? Who put that tendency in you in the first place?
Oh,
That's
past.
Atman.
Oh no,
Maya.
that is called your Vedanta says Maya. We cannot explain. That's why this is Maya.
Yeah.
Why it happens? Beginning, at the very beginning.
At the very beginning,
The very
so that's
beginning
how
point.
lucky that we got.
You are Satchidananda. Then why you entered into it?
Yeah.
Buddha said, because you are born. All this trouble is coming in your life. Suffering, pleasure, pain, all these dualities, fear, anxiety. Why? Because you are born. Well, why am I born? Well, you have some desire.
Yeah.
You wanted something enjoy through this body. So for that reason you need a body. You rented a car. Why do you rent a car? Because you wanted to go somewhere. Some desire to go. But when you rent the car, after renting the car, you thought you will go, but in the process there is an accident. Why that accident came? Because fundamentally, why did you rent the car? Why I rent car? I wanted to go somewhere to experience something, to see something. So desire came from where? It is past karma. Your desire said, I will go to Las Vegas. Someone's desire said, I will go to New York. I will East Coast, West Coast, and go on road. Some people plan. 1 month leave they take, and experiencing the whole country. So that is the desire. But in between so many troubles come. Why this trouble come? But because fundamentally, why did you desire? You could have stayed at your home, slept well, have a good meal, and then watch whatever you like or do. So this is the desire. So it cannot be said why, because Vedanta says it is in between you are in the middle of the dream. So in the middle of the dream, you are questioning why the tiger is attacking me. I don't do anything. I'm a good guy. I was walking very safely, and suddenly where the forest came, and where the tiger suddenly just started chasing me, and I'm trying to run over the tree, but still the tiger is looking at me like that. So you cannot put that question. It is because you are sleeping, because you are dreaming.
Yeah, good. Anyway, Vedantists don't think very much about lucky. They think about past karma coming to fruition due to favorable circumstances.
Yeah, but I think about
Oh, that's language. It is a difference in language.
Because maybe your spiritual awakening felt like good luck.
Yeah.
Maybe your spiritual awakening felt like good luck.
Anyhow,
Fortunate,
yeah.
small,
Vedanta will say that it is your karma has brought it. No, everything because of your past thinking, present is coming out of the past. Cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. But ultimately, you cannot find out the cause and effect relationship. Also, a point comes where you cannot just find any rhyme and reason. But that's why it is said it is not there, you are imagining something. Why I imagine? Because your mind is there. So destroy the mind. Vedanta says mano nasha. Mano nasha. Annihilation of your mind. The whole world is so much valuable to us because of my mind. When I go to deep sleep, where is my anxiety? Where is my tension? Where is my blood pressure? Nothing remains. That's why a person, when is perfectly sleeping, his body goes to the best condition. Because of the other things are gone there. Because you have no perception of the world, either in the subtle level or in the gross level. The whole world vanishes. But the world comes instantly whenever you are in the dream state or in the waking state. And as it comes, then all the actions and reactions are found here. Anyhow, so this we have read that it is you get detachment, pure-minded persons. They become endowed with the power of detachment. And power of detachment from what? Not from God, but detachment, but from all the worldly objects. Detachment from the normal people are detached from God. Even we devotees are, we as a spiritual seeker, we are also detached from God most of the time. Occasionally we remember, hey, I will have to japa. Then get time to attach. Hours are going in other thought. Suddenly you are fortunate. Then you say, oh, I forgot. I will have to repeat the name. No. So you get attached. So detachment to God is very common. But detachment to the world is very rare.
It is I think from your previous work, previous birth, you get the inclination of the bhakti yoga. Then you go to this bhakti and devotion. And the jnana yoga, you are doing neti and doing not this, not that. You are going for the Brahman.
Same thing.
Same thing.
God as Brahman, or you call God the personal, God the impersonal. But it is two tendencies. One like to analyze and say, not this is not permanent. So why am I running for it? I don't need, so not this. Give up.
What I like is it doesn't just say become endowed with detachment. It says become endowed
Detachment.
with the power of detachment. Like there's so much power in detachment.
That's it, yeah. Vairagya saram. That's why they have said Vairagya, detachment, and saram means essence of Vairagya.
Saram is the essence.
Sar means essence. The force, they have translated as a force, the power. Power of detachment. That is, it is a power. That is true. Detachment is a power. Detachment is a power Attachment is also power.
Yeah.
See, when we get attached to anything, see the power of it. That it does not, I know it is bad, but I cannot give up. It is hurting me, but I cannot get out of it. Who has bound you? It is the power of your attachment. So attachment or detachment, both are powers.
But it's a lot easier to
Because
get attached than
that
it is
song,
to detach.
বৈরাগ্য সাধনে মুক্তি সে আমার নয় অসংখ্য বন্ধন মাঝে লোভিব মুক্তির স্বাদ
He is at a very high level, he is talking about.
Yeah.
So-called bondage in which we are all tied up. Rabindranath says that I want to feel the freedom there also. All the love, intimate love in the world. Swami Vivekananda said. Then I see, after his experience, he says, I see when a baby smiles and the mother kisses the baby, a friend hugs a friend, I see you standing behind. That's a state. Bandhan, apparently, they are bandhan. For an ignorant person, it is association of love, but it is the divine love for a person who knows. That's why the last word, the illumination, and that it does not leave them, detachment from all worldly objects, thereby attain easily the spiritual illumination and the state from which there is no fall. You attain to such joy, such insight, that you see the divine everywhere. In bondage, apparently for us, which is bondage, the spiritual person sees even in the ugly or in the most pure, they see the same reality. So that is the freedom we get. This same verse has been translated here in this other book. It says, they easily attain to the abode of Vishnu by drinking the nectar of your praise, swells the volume of their devotion. As if their devotion is there, it swells up. And when with their minds purified, acquire knowledge whose essence is non-attachment. And with that, they acquire that power, the power of detachment. You know, power of detachment you can analyze. I know it is impermanent, I don't get attached to it. You do it again and again, you can get detached. Someone teaches us, oh, this is what happens for our food. What food I was taking, and someone points out, hey, this food is not good. It has so much cholesterol, it has so much this bad thing, no? If you tell me one day, till I eat it. Second day, I eat. But when I think that no, it is not that good, every day somebody tells me, then I get detached. No. Many diabetic patients, they want to eat sweets and get a chance, they will eat. But tries to avoid. No? The power of attachment is so much, to give up is difficult. So, but how we can get out? Only knowing its negative result. It is not good, so I should not have it. If this impression comes in the path of not this, then detachment will come. And if detachment comes, your mind becomes clean. And when the mind will be clean, it will search for the divine, search for God. And the other way, you grow love or attachment for God. As a result, opposite way, you are off from the attachment to the worldly things. It's not simultaneously. You move one step to the east, west will fall back one step. 2 steps this side, 2 steps off. Detachment, 2 steps. Attachment, 2 steps. Like that. It continues like that. The spiritual.
So once you see the negative thing, then you can become also by nature critical, like to criticize everything, not necessarily love for God will develop.
That is the dangerous
side.
side.
The negative thing, then you can.
But that's why negative of what? It is impermanent, that's why I don't like. Why I am giving up? Impermanent is also good for me. I know there is something permanent. I know there is a good health when diabetes does not affect my life. I know this healthy side of it, and that's why I denounce this unhealthy side. That should be there. Otherwise, it will be critical people, or Vishwa Ninduk. In Bengali they call Vishwa Ninduk. Everyone, he criticizes everyone, finds no good in anyone. There are people, Vedanta students, if they are not properly oriented, two things they don't practice. I am not the mind, not the mind, intellect, etc. But I am Satchidananda, I am Satchidananda. Two should be simultaneous. I am not this, is momentary, but I am that. Otherwise, it will be only critical analysis, and that will be only a disgusted person, it's a disgruntled person. He does not see any good in anywhere. That's why you call Vishwa, means the Ninduk. Ninda means Ninda is what?
Criticism.
Criticism, Samalochana. Ninda, hatred for everything.
But also, Swami,
I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. Why? I don't hate. I don't like it because it is temporary. I like what is permanent or eternal. So I don't like temporary because I love I want to search for permanent. If that search for permanent is not there, only it is bad, it is bad, it is bad. So you become a crazy guy. You don't enjoy anything and you don't see any good in anything. So that's the
hypercritical.
That's the language.
Hypercritical.
Hypercritical. That's the right language. They become hypercritical.
Brahmachari means that you are going to be positive, right? That's what brahmachari means. Right? That you have to find
Yeah,
the positive.
brahmacharya also. Celibacy. Celibacy has two ways of understanding. Celibacy is one side is very difficult, tough. Oh my God, I have to be celibate. What a dear, how can it be? But when you love something higher, when you think of something higher, you are all automatically renouncing something which is lower. It is spontaneous. So that's why bhakti is mentioned, that you love God. So automatically brahmacharya will be your spontaneous growth. You need not have to struggle for much. But those who are not really getting the joy of God and try to be celibate, that is dangerous thing. That's why everyone should not follow the track of becoming a monk or something if they are not actually, their mind, inner call is not like that. So it's very important. Rather, that is the growth. They get much progress in spiritual life through the life through which they can go through. So celibacy, when Mirabai said, Neet nahan se hari mile to jala jantu hai. If God realization is possible by taking deep into the holy Ganga or holy river, then jala jantu, there are many crocodiles, fish, sharks in the water. They would have realized God first. So if only negative, then they live all the time in the Ganges. You go and take shower one time or take a deep one time, 2 times, 3 times in your life. No, they are all the time born there, they die there. So they would have got realization first. আর কি বলেছে ফলমূল খাকে হরি মিলে তো. Suppose only if you think that only eating vegetarian food, fruits and roots, then you realize God. The badarai. Bandar means monkey. Acha, monkey what eats? Monkey does not eat your fish or meat or anything. Monkey always eats vegetables, banana, this, that, roots and fruits.
Maybe gorillas eat. No.
Gorilla is.
Anyhow, we are not talking gorilla. We are talking bandarai. What Mirabai said, go hold on to that language. The bandar, the monkey, and badar and badur. Badur means the bats. Bats and Hanuman. Acha, not this Hanuman which you worship. And then bahut rahe hai khoja. There are very uniques in the world. They may be the spiritual people because they are celibate people or something like that. So point is that Bina prem se namile nandalala. What Mirabai said, your love for God is the only criterion which makes you go, give you peace. Not by doing this only, meaninglessly, without love for God. Everything I do because I love God. I renounce this because I love God, and who is the eternal source of all joy. No? So hammering should be there, positive, not on the negative side.
So it
But if
sounds
you
like-
also negative side,
It
you
sounds like what you're saying is that celibacy is a byproduct of love of God,
Of
not
course.
the cause of it.
of course,
Thank you.
that is the real celibacy.
Mhm.
Real celibacy is that your love is so much for love for God gives so much joy that this lower joy has no place in it, or it has less attraction, least attraction. That is the spiritual growth. So that is called genuine love for God, and we should have to point out that side. Otherwise, you only forcefully try to be a celibate, but the mind is not ready. So that is a disaster for the spiritual growth. You are not growing either in this life or in the spiritual life. Both ways you are lost. So it should be very scientific. Spiritual life is very scientific. Okay, now this next verse, 18, what it says, I am not going to try to Sanskrit. I can first read the English, then I shall try to say a few words about Sanskrit. Devotees absorb the fragrance of the lotus of thy feet, wafted to their ears by the wind of discipline of hearing. Thou dost never leave the heart lotus of such devotees who consider themselves as yours, as thine, being held fast to your feet, though the order of their intents, through the order of their. I'm saying wrong. Don't mind.
Ardor.
I am not seeing rightly because my eyes are. It needs operation.
Oh.
So I really sometimes I miss words because cataract, both eyes cataract. So we'll have to do that. Before that, really now is I didn't pay attention, but it's becoming much difficult now.
Once you get operation, you get funny vision.
Funny
And they
vision.
say
Like
it's
who?
easy too.
Like I. And some other people get funny vision. And,
Oh.
and
Well,
the
it
cataract.
depends, if you don't have any, your
Other issues.
other issues. Like, I didn't have any issues, so I thought Asha will also not have issues.
Oh,
Asha had a lot of issues.
I see.
Yes.
Oh.
But it helps anyway. You
It
get
helps,
the other
yes,
issues
yes.
as well.
But anyhow, it gives you readability. That's all.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
And the colors become so vivid.
Uh,
Colors. become
colors.
So
Very,
vivid.
yeah.
Yeah, because cataracts they are blurred, give you blurred vision.
Anyhow, so the devotees absorb the fragrance. Here, fragrance of the lotus of thy feet. In Hindu tradition, always lotus also smells well. Foot, the feet, lotus of thy feet. Feet is considered with lotus, and your feet has fragrance. It is eulogizing the glory of God. That is, God is all sweet. God is all beautiful. So those devotees who absorb, they can absorb the fragrance of the lotus feet. Means your association. Wafted to their ears by the wind of this discipline, by the practice of one discipline. You don't do anything. You go only listening to the classes. You are not to do anything. You are interested in the listening to the holy words. What will happen? You do anything or don't do anything, these words are hitting your eardrum and forcibly taking your mind into some other realm. So that is the devotees absorb. They can absorb the fragrance of the divine. Lotus feet, we don't try to understand the literal meaning of those lotus feet, etc. That means you see, oh Lord, your association. No? Wafted, how it happens? To their ears somebody is talking, so it is as if the words are going and hitting your eardrum. That the wind of discipline of hearing. I make a habit that I go to listen. That's why I say nowadays so much opportunity. When mind get depressed or when you are in difficulty, just go to the YouTube. So many beautiful, powerful talks are there. Just let it bombard on your ear, and then your forceful thinking. You need not to do anything. You are not reading book. You are not contemplating on it. But unconsciously, you will be. That's why people don't understand. Oh, this class is going on. I know. Why shall I go to that class? No, it is not that you don't know, but you are going there to get the benefit of not thinking yourself. You don't like to think, but this hearing is helping you to stimulate your mind into that spirit. That is the beauty of listening. That's why I say go to place and you will feel more and more sheer habit of hearing. You may not know, but you should be sincere. At least you are hearing, not bodily present. There are certain areas where we keep our bodily presence. My body is there, my mind is going around everywhere. Not that. But if we can do that, then that will help tremendously. People are brainwashed. How? Tell me. Their old understanding is totally washed away by repeatedly telling the same thing again and again and again. That's why Upanishad and the culture of the Upanishads and the Vedic culture is that you listen and memorize. That's why Gita is memorized by people. That's why the Upanishads people go and memorize. Why? You understand, don't understand. Our sadhus also sometimes say, hey, what is the meaning of the mantra? In early days, our great swamis, they say, don't ask, do. That means, don't ask the meaning will come automatic. You do with devotion, it will reveal us itself. But good if we understand the meaning a little bit and then do practice, that is better. But question is the hearing. Hearing means repeating also. You repeat yourself.
But Swami, the meaning is not going to be revealed through words. It's going to be revealed through subtle, right or no?
But first, what should come and hit my ear?
But
And then my ear, when it is hit, it will take to my mind. Then mind will be agitated to think in that level. Then will come the result.
Even it says that a dying person, the last sense which is gone is the ear.
Sound.
So that's why sound. That's why people talk about God when a person is
leaving the body. Yeah, last help is that help. So when you go to a dead person or dying person, death and dying, so you should help by repeating some holy name, which it will be more congenial if you know what he or she is to repeat. He may be Krishna Bhakta, he may be Christ Bhakta, a devotee of Christ, he may be a thinker of the mother aspect of God. So you just say the same things in a ear, that sound will still function and he can understand, and that will help to stimulate the mind. And that time when we die, we have no control over our mind. Now I said, no, I will not do, I will go there. But when we die, mind will go in its own flow, momentum. So hearing somebody telling you through the ear is helping you to redirect your thought process. If by chance it goes in other way, it helps you because you are doing japa every day, praying, meditating. So long practice, that will help you to make it straight.
So many times when someone dies, they get like last rites. So there's a priest or somebody there to help them, say prayers and stuff. So does Vedanta have something like that?
Oh, we do all the time.
You come.
Yeah, we do. Always we do. That's a very regular work of ours. You go, we take some holy Ganges water, we take some offered flowers, which is given, we believe, the blessings of the Lord. Then we read the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, where talk of detachment and all, love for God, etc. 12th chapter, because they're short, as also pregnant with idea. second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, where Jivan Mukti states are how the Jivan Mukti moves. Those are the things to remind that is your Atman, that is your Brahman. We do that. We sprinkle water. We sing some songs sometimes. I remember the first experience of my life, that there's one lady, very devout lady, Vaishnava lady, but they are very well read people. So she was dying. So some of our Swami says, "Can you go?" And so what to do? So I took Kathopanishad, and she was still alive. His breathing was going on, as if she was waiting for this. So I started chanting the Kathopanishad and the very selected verses there. And I was discussing, because other family members are also sitting around, and I saw that after this, listening, and suddenly, its breath becomes slowed down, and left. So it is a great help to the departed soul. And I also took Belur Math. I was that time Belur Math. We took the offered flowers, then the Charanamrita, offered what we every day drink, the auspicious water, and touching here, repeating the mantra, japa. We do these rituals. Even ultimately, we do wave the incense around when they take it for cremation. We we ask them to bathe the body, and then use fresh cloth, as if he or she is going to the new journey, new life. Shower, taking bath, and then Ganges water, and then putting fresh clothing, and then waving the incense, waving the light around, as if a soul going back to his own home. So these type of rituals are there. Normally, we as sadhus don't do much ritual, but in this country we do, and also it is in India also we do. The dying person. This is to inspire. Main thing is to just you do whatever you do, you inspire. Last sound, if someone is waving the incense and light and the bell, it will remind, because that person has heard this so many times in the whole life. No, when the sound comes, it takes that person to that realm. In that realm where he can imagine worship going on, puja going on. No, so these are all help, and has been designed for a long time for Hindu rituals. That's right. So this same verse is translated here. 18. It is 17, 18. You do not leave your place from the hearts of those devotees who enjoy the sweets of praise, who enjoy the sweets of the praise of the lotus of your feet, which are wafted into the cavities of their ears. The devotees who cuddle your lotus feet in the fondness of their devotion. That means you are holding your feet with all love and affection. For them, what happens? You do not leave your place from the hearts of those. That means who carries the Lord in your heart, you don't leave your place from there. That means you remain there. To whom? Who holds you, who holds to your lotus feet, who mentally, by how? By listening the holy words said by the scriptures. So, thou dost not leave thy place from the hearts of those devotees who enjoy the sweetness of praise of the lotus. Those who enjoy, when you talk about the glory of God, they enjoy it. So those devotees' heart, you don't leave, because they hold you fondly, hold your feet at the end. Lotus of the feet, which are wafted with the cavities of their ear. That means, who are listening to the glories of God, you don't leave their heart. That is a simple thing. Huh? If someone thinks of God in the heart and by listening from outside gets this inspiration, so God is there. God is already there, but the person becomes aware of that. Okay, the next verse is page 161, top. The wild elephant of our mind, scorched and rendered thirsty by the first fire of samsara, has gone deep into and got immersed in the nectarine stream of your sanctifying excellences. Immersed in it, it has forgotten the fire, but it refuses to come out like one united with the bliss of Brahman. What does it mean? The wild elephant of our mind. Our mind is like a wild elephant. It moves in different directions. Huh? And that mind, which is getting scorched and rendered thirsty, but it wants little relaxation from the forest fire of samsara. That means the mind which is being put into the samsara, this world as we are, and this he's comparing this world like a forest fire. Why forest fire? In the forest fire, you cannot breathe. See, when Santa Barbara, there are so much big fire, forest fire, our nuns were said, we cannot breathe anymore. It's so difficult to breathe. Air is polluted so much. So the elephant is restless, but he is also trying to escape from that wildfire. This world is compared with the wildfire because there is no joy, there is less peace, there is so much suffering. So that has been compared with the wildfire. Wild has gone deep into, and the mind has gone deep into the samsara and got immersed in it. We are, as we are all in the world, we are so much deep into the world, and we got immersed into it, and we are feeling the forest fire of suffering and pain and anxieties and worries and death and disease and all these things. The nectarine stream of your sanctifying excellences. When someone we hear glory of the Lord, it is like sanctifying, it is purifying, it is soothing. Immersed in it, if we can immerse in that glory of your word, it has forgotten the fire. The mind, my mind, listening this, have forgotten that there is any fire in this world. The world transforms. That's why it is said, this world which is full of suffering and pain turns into a place of bliss and joy. For the person who loves God, for him, the whole world transforms. It is not no more a place of pain and suffering. It becomes a place of joy and bliss. So those who listen like that, is comparing like wild elephant, as the wild elephant is so much tormented in a wildfire and wants to come out of this fire and pain of that. So our mind, which is compared like that wildfire, which is steeped into the worldly environment, when it comes, the streaming words of you enter into the ears, it does a change in our mind, and that with that mind, we can see the world is full of bliss instead of wildfire and pain and suffering. It is all joy. That means transformation of the world comes. Transformation of our vision comes. Which was painful becomes pleasant. That's why knower of truth, they always find joy. Those who are lovers of God, they don't. Mirabai loved Sri Krishna. So how much torture she was given, but given to drink poison, put to utmost hardship, but She didn't feel. You'll find in the Mirabai play, the Mira is dancing and singing, even drinking the ocean nectar. Why? Because she is in the ecstatic joy of the divine. So the worldly suffering is no suffering to them, which is too much for us to bear, even the little difficulties of this life. No, but who loves God, for him or her, it is so easy, because this world, they know it cannot impact them. Their mind is soaring high into the nectar-like state of God consciousness. Immersed in it, it has forgotten the fire. The elephant, immersed in one thought, he forgotten the fire. But the mind, when it immersed in God, which is joy, you will forget the whole world. As I say, you immerse in a singing bhajan. Get when you in our temple, when Kirtan day, some people come and very absorbed in singing and with the cymbals and bells, and you see, you forget everything. All the suffering is there in the world. Even the person who is singing, he has big problem maybe, but for the mind, that moment is gone. It's not there. So that's the benefit of listening to the holy words. It has forgotten the fire, but it refuses to come out like and united with the bliss. And being in that state, mind says, I don't want to get out of this joy. That becomes the benefit of listening to the holy words. A state will come that you don't want. Sometimes it happens to us. A discussion is going on. We don't want to get out of that. It is very good. Mind says, bah, just go on. Let it. You listen to some good lecture, or you have some good sadhu sangha. That time you will feel not to get out of that. Let it continue. Why are you are ending at this time now? Let it continue more. That tendency comes. So the mind gets settled in the thought of God, and that is a joyful, blissful state. And mind does not want to depart from that. So that is the benefit of listening to. Okay.
When Sri Ramakrishna was giving his talk, he would go late talking about
Yeah.
it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't stop after 1 hour. He would continue.
Yeah. Our Nikhilananda Swami, who was the Swami of our San Francisco, he used to start lecturing. I heard he used to Ashokananda. He will be walking back and forth in the podium. Vivekananda also used to do that. When he's speaking, he is not standing in one point. He is in ecstasy, in his own mood. He's walking like a lion on this side and that side and talking and talking. In early days, probably that may be the style. Now microphone has come. We cannot speak without microphone. But they have to throw their voice. And then, see, 1 hour is gone, 1.5 hours is gone, 2 hours. I heard about this Ashokananda Swami. He used to do that. And people are not moving. That's the point.
And then they know because the rug gets worn out.
Okay, Jai Ma, Jai Ma.
Tea is ready.
Tea is ready. Mahajogananda is there. So what else?
Yeah. She gave you this. As soon as we arrived, just came.